Today we are releasing a review into Australia's retirement income system. It follows a recommendation of the Productivity Commission. The review is more than 600 pages in length. It's been prepared by an independent panel, a panel that was chaired by Mike Callaghan, a former Executive Director of the International Monetary Fund and a former distinguished Treasury official. Also on the panel was Caroline Kay, a very well-known figure in corporate circles, but also somebody who's on the board of the Future Fund, and Professor Deb Ralston, who's been the head of the Alliance for a Fairer Retirement. And the independent panel was assisted by a secretariat led by Rob Preston. I would like to thank on behalf of the government, those members of the independent panel and the Secretariat for their outstanding work in helping to put together this review. This review looked at the three pillars of our retirement income system, namely the age pension, compulsory superannuation and voluntary savings, including home ownership. Their key conclusion is that Australia's retirement income system is sound, is sustainable and is effective. And it's well placed to deal with the economic volatility as well as the ageing in our society. The report does not make any specific recommendations but makes a number of important observations. First, in relation to the age pension. The report finds that the age pension over the last decade has increased faster than inflation and faster than wages growth, and that the age pension has continued to reflect community standards. Australia's age pension, based on gross earnings, is in the top 25% of OECD countries. And that does not even take into account the additional payments to retirees, or support to retirees, whether it's through our transfer system or our health system and our ageing system. The report points out that around 71% of Australians who are over the age of 65 receive pension payments, and around 60% of those receive the full payment under the pension. And that the proportion of GDP that goes towards the age pension is at around 2.5% today, but as the superannuation system matures, will fall to about 2.3% by 2060. The report points out that the age pension helps reduce inequality, and it does so because those on lower incomes receive a higher rate of the pension. It's also a form of longevity insurance, in that people who exhaust their retirement savings have access to the pension, and it's an important buffer against economic downturns. A second set of observations is around our superannuation system. It points out that people's early access to superannuation during the COVID crisis has been justified, in that it sometimes is appropriate for people to access superannuation early, and that this hasn't had a significant impact on people's retirement incomes. When it comes to our compulsory super system and our super system more generally, currently our super system has around $3 trillion worth of savings. This makes it the fourth largest such pool of funds in the world, and it will only grow over time as more people put more money into their superannuation. In terms of the Superannuation Guarantee, as you know, it currently is at 9.5% and is legislated to go to 12% over time. The report looks at this in detail and makes the comment, and I'll quote it: maintaining the superannuation guarantee rate at 9.5% would allow for higher living standards in working life. working life income for most people would be around 2% higher in the long run. So the report goes into some detail about the trade-off between a working life income and people's wages, and that with an increase in the superannuation guarantee, and points out that the most effective way for people to secure themselves in retirement is not necessarily an increase in the superannuation guarantee, but by more efficiently using the savings that they do have. A third set of observations is around home ownership, and the report points out how important home ownership is to people's security in retirement. It points out that around 76% of people over the age of 65 own their own home, and that as a consequence, this allows them to have more discretionary income, and it also provides an opportunity for them to draw down on the equity in their home in retirement. The report is very comprehensive, and the report should give Australians confidence about the soundness and the sustainability of Australia's retirement income system. It should also give people confidence that the government policies to boost home ownership, whether it's through the first home super saver scheme, for the first home loan deposit scheme, or the home builder scheme, is helping to increase home ownership, which is clearly something that the report points out is a positive for people in retirement. Also, the government's initiatives to enable Australians to pay lower fees and to get better returns on their superannuation is also an important reform that is consistent with the observations in this report. So this report should give Australians confidence about the soundness and the sustainability of Australia's retirement income system. Like any complex system, it's not beyond improvement, and the report's many observations and detailed analysis will be used by the government in consideration of future policy decisions.